going on, everybody? It's your boy Alberto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Man, what a wild game today, man. The Atlanta Falcons came through with the dub, man, with that victory 27-24 over the Chicago Bears. You know, much can be said about this game. Defense prevailed in this one. To a tune of 4 sacks, forced Justin into some critical throws, especially at the end of the game, where he threw the game-ending interception to safety Jalen Hawkins. And it was a sigh of relief, so to say, that the defense could come in and close this one out. Overall, the defense performed pretty decent. Um, I loved what the future has in store for this linebacking core, and what I mean by that is, we saw a lot of Arnold Ebiketie today. He finished off with a sack, I think 6 tackles, so he was very active today. Also, D'Angelo Malone was very active on the field today. He got a not a spot start, but he was a rotational piece, but we saw him a little bit more than we were accustomed to seeing him. Taking some reps away from Ade. So that was nice to see on display. Arnold Ebiketie on one side, D'Angelo Malone on the other side. Two of these guys that were drafted in this past year's draft. Also, Troy Anderson was on full display, man. Showing his natural ability, his instinctuals that he has at the linebacking position, man. He was sideline to sideline today. He had his rotational goes with Michael Walker, who I feel like his starting days are coming to an end within this linebacking core, and I think he's going to be relegated to more of the rotational role going forward. Anderson, when he was in the game, very instinctual, like I mentioned. Very good open field tackler. He made a couple plays on Justin Fields, chasing him down. So the mode is there, the relentlessness is there. So these snaps that he's obtaining now, just are good, just good for him. But again, the Atlanta Falcons today finished with that W 27-24. Unfortunate news, you know, that came from this game, and that's big Taquan Graham suffered an injury, a knee injury. There's really no ruling on what the extent of the injury is, but when you have to get carted off, man, when you can't put any weight on the knee, leg, wherever it was that the injury happened. We don't know if it was a knee or an ankle or something like that. When those things happen, never a good sign when you have to get carted off. But with that happening, we saw guys like Amir Abdullah step up with the sack. Actually, was a good presence, a steady presence in the backfield in this game. Undrafted free agent Timothy Horn also made his presence known and stuff like that. And it's refreshing to see guys like this, uh, step up when needed. The next man up mentality was in full force. But still, I don't think Atlanta should uh, really feel comfortable going into next week's game against the Washington Commanders with uh, with so much uncertainty with those players. I mean, they played good today, but what's to stop them from taking a step back next week? So with that said, the free agency pool is thin thanks to the Philadelphia Eagles plucking every defensive lineman that could have been in a Falcons uniform because they were available. They signed Linval Joseph. They also signed Ndamukong Suh, two guys that could have came in and made a difference on this defensive line for the Falcons, especially helping Grady Jarrett and crucial situations and stuff like that. But there are some names that are still out there. I'm just gonna throw them out real quick. Um, let me see. Sheldon Richardson, formerly of the Cleveland Browns and Minnesota Vikings, is a target. Um, that's a guy that he's a vet in this league. Uh, Definitely can come in and help out. Fill in that defensive role that Taquan Graham is leaving a void at. Also, Malik Jackson is another guy who could fill in for Taquan Graham. Corey Peters is still out there. He's a former Falcon, a Falcon favorite of mine back when he was here around that 2010 What 2010, 20 well, from 2010 to 2013 year. Yeah, Corey Peters was a steady presence in this Falcons defense when he was lining up again with Jonathan Babineau and company and stuff. It's just a couple names to throw out there as possible replacements for Taquan Graham. Me personally, it sucks, but that this happened to him. Me personally, like I was about to mention, I would go with a guy like Sheldon Richardson, who has the experience in a 3-4 defense. Malik Jackson does that as well, and so does Corey Peters to a certain extent too, having ran that last with the Arizona Cardinals. But Sheldon Richardson would be probably the golden ticket, so to say, left in this free agent market for down linemen. So that would be my pick if the Falcons had to dip into this free agency pool and pluck a player. My guy would be Sheldon Richardson. We have some internal candidates, but I believe that they're hurt. Um, yeah, Matt Dickerson being one of them. I believe he's either on the practice squad or something like that. Um, just don't feel comfortable, having Atlanta roll out with him. Um, I don't know who else may be on the practice squad, but yeah. Regardless of who it is it's not any of these big names, any of these potential game wrecking guys. Sheldon Richardson is probably a shell of himself, but I take him right now, man. He's a fresh pair of legs that can come in and probably help Grady Jarrett and Timothy Horn and these other guys on that defensive line. But that would be my pick. Again, the Falcons came out with the W today, 27-24. You know, brings us to a tie in the NFC South. Playoff hopes are still alive. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this to you guys. Drop a comment, and if this is your first time tuning into the show, please like and hit that subscribe button. Please, I really would truly appreciate it. But from this free agency pool, who would you guys take, or who would you guys want Atlanta seeking the services of? So the names are Sheldon Richardson, Malik Jackson, uh, Corey Peters. But yeah, drop those comments, folks, and let me know what you think, man. This is your boy Alberto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Peace.